Hi Pinky. Hello Siddharth. Good morning. So we do have this problem in which we need to solve for the value of f. I'm just waiting. This is just a warm-up question, and I'm just waiting for the few more participants to join the session. Then we'll have the next question. Till then, you guys can answer this. Pinky has already given the answer, and she says f is equals to 136. Yatharth also says the same. W is going to be 44. Okay. Let's just wait for a few more minutes for a few more answers, and let's just other join. Then we'll have the next question. Alright, Siddharth also gave the same answer as Pinky and Yatharth gave. 136. 136 is the right answer, but Siddharth, I think you are aware of it that we need to give the correct explanation along with the correct answers, right? This was the first question. This is just a warm-up question. Let's just move to the next question without wasting any time further. They'll keep on joining later, I think. Let's have the next question. Let's solve this one. We need to solve for the value of b here. And let's see how many of you can answer this one, guys. Try to give the answer along with the correct explanation. I'm waiting for the correct explanation, not just the answer only. We need to solve for this value b. This variable is marked here. We need to solve for that only. If there is no x, it's not important that in mathematics we are going to solve for the x always. There could be any other variables also. We need to solve for the value of b. Not this b, this will. Take your time, I'm expecting a correct answer along with the correct explanation, guys. Siddharth, I'll explain, don't worry about that. I'll explain for sure. Let's just set the participant. If you can't figure it out, let other can answer. I'm waiting for any one of them to give the correct answer along with the correct explanation. Then I'll explain for sure. Are those isosceles triangles? No, unstable. It's not given to us that those triangles are isosceles. We need to solve for the value of b. Take your time and think about it, and let's see how many of you can do this. 126 is incorrect, guys. Pinky has given the answer as 54. Pinky, what is your logic behind that? Could you please share your approach? Black Monkey says 98. 98 is incorrect. 98 is not the right answer. I'll be explaining that. Till then you can think about it. I'm waiting for anyone to give the correct answer along with the correct explanation, then I'll explain. After that we are going to have the next question. Alright, Pinky says got two equations from both of the big triangles. Okay. And cracked it. Alright, I'm going to explain, guys, don't worry about that. Let me just share my screen. I think that's pretty visible to everyone. There is no need to make two equations. I'm going to give one single equation for this. Let's say about this triangle, this particular triangle. It has two angles which is marked as one is B and this one is 40. So if two of the interior angle, we know there is a property, if two of the interior angles of the triangles are given, we can solve for the exterior angle directly. This exterior angle of the triangle is going to be sum of these two interior angles, right? So if it is going to be sum of these two interior angles, what it's going to be? It's going to be B plus 40. Similarly, if this is B, this is also going to be B because they are vertically opposite angles. Now in this triangle, if I'm going to look, we do have again two angles, which is B and one is 32. If I'm going to add these two, I'm going to get the exterior angle, which is B. So this B is going to be nothing but B plus 32. So now what we have? We have these two angles, which is D and B. Now D and B are nothing but the opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral. If they are opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral, what we can do, guys, is it visible to you guys? Or let me just move it a bit this side. I think now it is visible. Pinky, just confirm whether the screen is entirely visible to everyone. Question is visible to you guys. Alright. So now we do have these two angles already, which are nothing but the opposite angle of the cyclic quadrilateral. We can add them together and we will form an equation. Let's say this is going to be B plus 40 plus B plus 32 is equal to 180 because opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So now by adding them, we can solve for the B. B is going to be 54. So the correct answer for B was 54. Right? So that's how you are going to do this. Wait a minute. Alright guys, anyone with any kind of doubt in this problem? Or we'll move to the next one then. Shall we move to the next one, guys? Alright, we get Siddharth. Yes, Pinky, let's go. Okay. Let's have the next one. Let's see this one. In this problem, we need to find angle CED. CED is nothing but this particular angle. We need to solve for this. Take your time. We are already given with this angle. Don't assume anything at your own. Like few of you usually assume that this BE is perpendicular to AC. Don't assume that. We need to solve for this CED. So I'm just waiting for the answers along with the explanation. Let's see how many of you can do this. Yes, O is the center of the circle. This O is the center and we are given with this particular angle. We need to solve for the value of angle CED. So let's see how many of you can do this. Guys, you need to give the correct answer along with the correct explanation. Let's see, I'm waiting for the correct answers. Let's see who is going to give the correct answer first. Satyam Ghosh at 40. Alright, we do have one participant to give the answer, but no one has given the correct explanation along with the answer. So I'm just waiting for the correct explanation also. After that, I'm going to explain this one and then we'll move to the next question. Figure is symmetrical, triangles are congruent. No. Pinky, it's not going to be congruent because we are not given that this angle is 90 degree. You have nothing to prove the congruency. Cannot type explanation in the chat. I don't need the entire explanation. I just need a brief explanation, and that's how we usually proceed. And every day people are going to give the correct explanation. They used to give the correct explanation along with the answer. Alright, so for Pinky the answer is 40. That's fine. One Satyam has given the correct answers. Alright. Alright, we do have one more participant to give. Siddharth has given the correct explanation. That's great, Siddharth. Join AB. Join AB, it will form a right angle. Alright. Then ABP is going to be 40, correct. Therefore AC is also going to be 40 angles on a same segment, correct. Chandu, CEP is 50. Correct. Satyam has already given the explanation. Alright guys, so for those who are still struggling to figure it out, I'm going to give the explanation. Let's just do this. There are multiple ways to solve this problem. I'm just going to explain one of them. Satyam has used CED is 100. CED is what we need to calculate. I think you mean to COE is going to be 100. Okay. Look what guys Satyam has did. Satyam just joined this one. So if this is 50, this is also going to be more. No, this is going to be double of 50. This is going to be 100. We can solve for these two angles as these are nothing but the base angles of isosceles triangle. So this is going to be 40, 40 each. Now we have this angle. This is 40, so this is also going to be 40 using the property of the alternate interior angles as these lines are parallel to each other. That's okay. Now what was the second approach that is mentioned by Siddharth, right? So Siddharth said join AB. If I'm going to join AB, as this is the diameter of this semicircle, this is the diameter of the circle, right? So the angle subtended by the diameter at the circumference is the right angle. This entire angle is going to be 90 degrees. So this much is 50, so this is going to be 40 degree. Now if I'm going to carefully look here, this angle and this angle ACE, they are on the same segment, right? We can say they are on the same arc, so their measures must be equal. If this is 40, this is also going to be 40, and once we got this is again going to be 40 using the alternate interior angle property. That's how we approach. Rohit has given the correct explanation also. Alright, let's just move to the next question, guys. Yes, not VMP, you have given the, we have discussed this question earlier also. Alright, let's just move to the next question. Let's see how many of you can do this. Not this one, wait a minute, I'm going to change this one. Let's try this one. This is going to be a bit easy. Chandu, I got your concept. We need to solve for the perimeter. Don't just give me random answers like using the hit and trial method. I need the correct explanation. I don't need a hit and trial method here. You are given with the area and two of the sides. Let's see how many of you can do this. Rohan says 22, sorry. Rao says x is equal to, guys, I don't need the answers. I need the explanation that how you are going to approach for this. Because there could be hit and trial method. You guys are just assuming the values of x and y and just can figure it out because the area is 30. So you know that the multiple is going to give you the 30. But that's what I don't need. I need the correct approach. Think about it as this is going to be asked in your exam. So how you are going to solve this, how you are going to give the steps. Chandu has said, like, he has mentioned the correct step. The very first step is correct. Alright, I got your approach, Chandu. Thanks for that. Waiting for a few more to give the correct answer. Rao says, alright, Rao, I got it. You need not to give the correct, like each and every step. You can just give the first step and then you can just give the factors. That's commendable that you wrote that. Pinky, I accidentally formed infinite fractions. Rohit has given the correct explanation. X into x minus 1 is equal to 30. And alright, don't worry, I'm going to give the explanation. Everyone, I think everyone is aware that the one value is going to be 6 and another side is going to be 5. That is pretty much clear to everyone, right? So if this is going to be 6, this is going to be 6 minus 1, this is going to be 5. Opposite sides are going to be, this is also going to be 6, this is also going to be 5. But thing is that we are not going to use this hit and trial method, right? Wait a minute. Okay. Now, as this is given to us that this is length is x, width is x minus 1, we can write x minus 1 is equal to 30, as Rohit and one more person has mentioned this, who was, let me just, Rao, Chandu and Rao. Yes. So we are going to get a quadratic equation like this, and if I'm going to factorize it, I'll be getting two factors, which is going to be x minus 6 and x plus 5. Now if I'm going to equate it to zeros, I'll be getting x as 6 or x as minus 5. But we are not going to consider this negative value because side length can't be negative, correct? So we'll be considering this only. So x is 6 and y is not y. So 6 minus 1, this one is going to be 5, this is 6. So adding all of them together, we'll be getting the perimeter, or you can use the formula for the perimeter of the rectangle, which is 2l plus b. So your answer is going to be 22. So those who has already given the answer as 22 centimeters, their answers are correct. Let's just move to the next question. Perimeter is 22. Yes. Milio, Rao, Rohit, Pinky, Hasnan, all of them has given the correct answer. Let's just move to the next question, guys, without wasting any time further. Give me a minute. Hasnan, is this your first time? Rao, I just want to know how many of you were there in the previous session yesterday. Okay, then we'll be discussing one of the question that I already. Okay, let's do this one. Pinky is always there, I know. Alright, so here we need to solve for the value of x. I want to see how many of you can do this along with the correct approach. We'll be discussing one of the questions which is going to be difficult for each one of you maybe. Rao has given the answer 27.5, 90 plus 37.5. Chandu says 75, 75 is incorrect. Abhishek says, okay, one of the same thing. That's going to give you 127.5 only, right, Abhishek? Anyone with the correct approach? Okay, Abhishek, I got your approach. I'm just waiting for a few more to give the correct answer, then we'll move to the next one. We're going to discuss join QS. Pinky says join QS. Okay. Alright, I think every one of you has given the correct answer. Rohan says 27.5. Rao says 27.5. Alright. Let's see if I'm going to join this QS. As this PS is a diameter, this much angle, this much is going to be 90 degree, because this is the angle at the circumference, right, formed by the diameter. So this is going to be 90 degree. Now if I'm going to think of this triangle only, this is nothing but an isosceles triangle as two of its sides are equal. This side is equal to this, it's marked as equal, right? So let's just think this is A and this is also A. You can solve for the value of A and you are going to get the value of A as 37.5. 37.5. Now combining these two, you will be getting the X. So X is going to be 90 plus 37.5, which is going to give you 127.5 degrees as your answer. That's it, right? Let's just move to the next question, guys, without wasting any time further. Let's see how many of you can do this one. We need to solve for the value of X here. I hope you guys refreshed your, yes. We need to solve for the value of X. I'm going to wait for the correct answer along with the correct approach, and let's see how many of you can answer this. Take your time and think about it. I know there is a secant theorem, but I just don't know it. Okay. 20 we have Omar says 20. 20 is however it's incorrect. And if you are giving the answer as 20, I just want to know the correct approach, guys. Now, whatever the answer you guys are giving, I need the explanation also along with that. So that would be helpful for others. Anyone with the correct approach? I think Omar has used BPT here. That's why he's getting 20. But BPT is not applicable. Yes, Rao has given the correct explanation. He has used the tangent secant, not tangent secant, it's the secant secant theorem. Let's just wait for a few more to give the correct answer. No one is giving answer for this particular question. More than 200 viewers are right now here. Abhishek, we draw a tangent and equate them. Yes, you can draw the tangent, but we need not to do so because they are from the same point, right? So and Emilio's x is not 24. I'm going to explain, don't worry about that. We need not to do so as the tangent, as the secant has been drawn from the single point, same external point, right? So what we can do, we know it follows a rule that the length of the secant, product of the length of a segment along with its external segment. So product of the length of the secant, which is AC, along with its external segment, which is AB. So what I can write, AB, which is external segment, into AC, that is entire secant, is equal to AD, which is external segment, into AE, which is entire secant. Now use this and you can solve. Now AB is what? AB is x. AC is how much? X plus 10. Similarly here this is 4 and this entire length is going to be 4 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6. Right? So what I'm going to get, this can be rewritten 4 into 6 is 24, and this can be rewritten as x square plus 10x equals to 24. I'm going to take it on another side. This will become negative 24 is equal to 0. On factorization, I'll be getting the factors as x plus 12 and x minus 2. So if I'm going to equate these factors to 0, I'll be getting x is equal to negative 12 and x as 2. Negative 12 is going to get rejected because negative value is, this value is representing the length of the external segment. So the length can't be negative, we know that. So x is going to be 2 only. So the correct answer for this is x is equal to 2. Don't draw a line here and assume they are going to follow the BPT theorem. Right? Pinky Shugin says, what you are saying? Sir, teach the middle term. I forgot. Middle term, you are talking about the factorization method. Is it? I'll explain, Pinky, but I'll explain that in the long videos. You can subscribe to my channel that you have already subscribed. I hope, I know that. I'll upload that video. Don't worry about that. Let's just move to the next question, guys. This one. Take your time. And I want you to give the correct answer along with the correct explanations. We need to solve for the value of x, y, and z. And let's see how many of you can do this. We need to solve for x, y, and z. So I'm just waiting for the correct explanation along with the correct answers. So let's see how many of you can do this. Pinky saying, okay, it's wrong. Which is wrong? What is wrong, Pinky? Join OZ. Join OZ. Z is marked as angle. Z is not a point. Rohan is saying that x is 16, but I need the correct explanation, Rohan, along with the answers, because you can see that everyone else is still struggling to figure out the values. So I just need correct explanation along with the correct answers. Y is 48. Y is incorrect. Z is 90. Z is also incorrect. Rohit says X is 68. That's incorrect. X is 32. That's incorrect. Everyone has given the answer incorrectly, and till now I don't have anyone to give the correct answer along with the correct explanation. Take your time, guys. Don't rush. Think about it carefully. Visualize the diagram first of all. Pinky say I right. X is equal to 16. Martha says x is equal to 16, but there is no explanation along with the answer. So we do need correct explanation along with the correct answers. Abhishek says x plus 100 is equals to 116. Okay, but how and why? How I'm going to know that which triangle you have considered or what you are considering? X is 64, Chandu, X is not 64. All of you are giving the wrong answers only. This is not a wrong answers only comment section. Z is 48. Pinky saying Z. Y is 100. Y is not 100, Rohan. No need to explain. Y is not 100. Think about your answers. Chandu says 180 minus 116 give us OAB. Yes, you are right. That's okay. For Z. Okay. I got you, Pinky. Chandu 74 is not right. Rao has given x is equal to 40, z is equal to 48 and x is equal to 16. But what about the explanation? Okay, guys, take your time. I think Pinky less got 1/3. No, till now, till this time, no one has given the correct answer for each variable. Mark has given the correct explanation for x. That's locked. Okay, 1 of 3. Okay. Z is equal to 42 by y. Z is 6. Rohan is saying Z is 6. No, Z is not 6. Y is 6. Okay, Y is 6. Rohan has given the answer for Y. Rohit has given the explanation. Z is equal to 48. Okay, I got it locked. Alright, we do have different user who has given correct answers for different variables, but no one has given the correct answer for each and every single variable. So y is equal to 6, Rohit has mentioned. What about x, Rohit? I think you already commented about x. Let me just go through it. Rohit. No. We do need x. AB and CD are parallel. AB and CD are not parallel. No, it's not given to us. Rohan says x is equal to 16, y is equal to 6 and z is equal to 48. Alright, so we do have one of the user who has said all of the values correctly, but Rohan missed the explanation part, I think. Rohan didn't explain anything till now. He has just given the answers only. Martha says z is equal to 132. 132 is incorrect, Martha. Alright guys, I think we had given so much of time to this problem. Let me just explain this one. But because we are going to have the next question also, so let's just not waste that much of time on one single problem. Now don't comment anything because my eyes are completely on the screen. I'm not going to check out the comment section. See here, I'm going to explain. Chandu, you have tried a lot. Rohit is saying x is 26. No. Guys, look here now. I'm going to explain. Don't write any comments because my eyes are not there now. See here. if this is 116, this is given to us, right? This is the angle formed by the arc which is AB at the center. So this much is going to be half of it, right? So half of 116 is going to be 58. We know this is a theorem, right? Similarly, if I'm going to carefully examine the triangle AOB, this is nothing but, this triangle is an isosceles triangle. We know this. This and these sides are equal because they are nothing but the sides of the, these are nothing but the radius. So the sides are equal, so they are isosceles. Base angles are going to be equal. So this is going to be same, this is also going to be same. If I'm going to use the angle sum property, both are going to be 32 degree. So now look at the triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, this entire angle is 42 plus 32. 42 plus 32, BA. Plus this B is 32 plus X. Plus this C is 58. All of them together are going to be equal to 180. And from here you can solve for the value of X directly. And once you are going to solve for the value of X, you will be getting the value of X as 16 degree. X is going to be 16. Right? So once X is 16, what I'm going to do now, see here carefully. X, this much is 16. This I already solved. This is 32. So 16 plus 32 is going to be how much? This entire angle is going to be 16 plus 32, which means it is 48. Now this is going to be same as this angle, because we know there is a theorem that the angle between tangent and a chord, this is a chord, AC is a chord, and this is a tangent. Angle between tangent and a chord is equal to the angle between the alternate segment. Alternate segment, these are going to be the alternate segments. AC is not going to be an alternate segment. AC is the adjacent segment to this, right? So angle between this tangent and this chord is equal to the angle between the alternate segments, so which is 48. So Z is directly going to be equal to this, X plus 32. X plus 32, so X is already 16, so Z is going to be 16 plus 32, which is going to give you Z as 48. I hope that is clear to everyone. Next, just move to the value of the Y. Now for this particular triangle, if I'm going to look at this one carefully, A, C and D, this 42 and this Y, they are the interior angles of the triangle. So Y plus 42 is going to be equal to the exterior angle, right? We know that exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two interior angles of the opposite side, or we can say the remote interior angles. So Y plus this 42, these are the two interior angles. This is equals to the exterior angle, which is Z. So Y plus 42 is equals to this Z, which is 48. And from here, I'm going to get the Y as 6. I hope that is pretty much clear to every one of you guys. Y is 6, Z is 48 and X is 16. Chandu is saying how AOB is going to be 2 times or AC. This is a theorem, right? We know there is a theorem that you have already read in class grade 9, that the angle subtended by an arc at the center, this angle is double the angle subtended by the same arc at the circumference. So let's say if this is going to be X, this is going to be 2X. Let's see, their endpoints are same. Look, this is the angle subtended at the center, and this is the angle subtended at the circumference. Does that make sense, Chandu? Ritesh, I already explained. Please explain Z. Are you asking about Z value, Ritesh? Ritesh, are you asking about Z value? So I need to explain the Z value again. Alright, this is C. Guys, C for Z value. I told you guys, this is the chord. We know that AC is one of the chord. and this is the tangent, we know that, right? So Z is nothing but angle between tangent and a chord. And angle between tangent and a chord, there is a theorem that the angle between tangent and a chord is equal to the angle between the alternate segments. So alternate segments are nothing but these are the two alternate segments. We are not going to consider AC. AC is not going to get considered as an alternate segment because this is adjacent segment to this angle. So angle between the alternate segment is going to nothing but this angle. So how much is this going to be? This is going to be this angle, which is, this one is 32 and this one is x. So this Z is going to be 32 plus x. So x we already solved as 16. You can substitute it here, right? So this is going to give you 48. Is that clear? You can also draw OC, you can solve for this particular angle also, and then you can apply the linear pair property also. That is also possible. Look, one more thing that you can do. This was 42, this was also 32. So you can add both of them, right? 42 and 32 is going to be how much? 74. So if this is 74, this is also going to be 74. This we already know. This is 58. Now use the this property of the straight angle, that Z plus 58 plus 74 is going to be 180. Then also you can solve. But if you are solving this angle as an alternate segment theorem, using an alternate segment theorem, then why can't you solve for Z directly using alternate segment theorem? Z is also going to be the angle between the alternate segments, right? Yes. Alright guys, so I hope that this one is pretty much clear and you guys took so much of time, I think, but this problem was a good one. Let's see, let's move to the next question. We are going to discuss these kind of problem every day, Chandu. You will going to get refreshed every day. Don't worry about that. Let's start this one. Just refresh your screen and let's see how many of you can do this. We need to solve for the value of x here. Don't confuse yourself. This BE is given as 10x. This angle measure of an arc is given to you as 10x. We need to solve for the value of x. Pinky, we have discussed this question yesterday. I think you were not there in my session after 7, which we usually have on another channel. You weren't there. These are not the new problem. I have discussed these in the yesterday session. Yes, even the problem I shared just before this, where we need to solve for x, y, and z, we did that problem yesterday only. So as all of you are new participants, so I just gave the same problem to you guys, but we did that yesterday. Okay, not a big deal. We need to solve for the value of x. Let's see. 10x is not the arc length. You can see there is a degree onto it. It represents the angle measure of an arc. This is angle measure of an arc. Now what does angle measure of an arc means? I told this so many of times. I'm explaining it one more time. Let's say there is an arc A to B. This is 50 degrees. What does this mean that the angle measure of arc AB is 50 degree? It means that the angle subtended by this arc at the center is going to be 50 degree. That's what it means, right? So whomsoever is going to give the correct answer, I need the correct explanation along with the correct answer, guys. You guys are pretty much aware of it. So this problem has more than one approach, so it would be better. Yes, after 7. Sony is here. Sony, hi Sony. Is it 9? I think Sony, you were there in the last session. Yesterday you were present. during the session, like which was in the evening session. So I think it was 7 p.m. After 7 p.m. that session we usually have. You were there, I think, right? X is not 5, Pinky. X is not 5. Your explanation is correct, but the value for the X is wrong. Give it a try. You guys know, unless no one is going to give the correct explanation, I'm not going to move forward. X is not 4.5, Rao. That's incorrect. Check your, I think you need to check your calculation. You just made a calculation error, maybe. Yes, Pinky, it's 9. Anyone with any different approach other than what Pinky has mentioned? Rao says X is equal to 9. Emilio says 9. Okay. Guys, you need to share your approach also. Then I'll give you 2 different methods for this one. Griffin, B is the tangent. We can't say B is a tangent. B is a point of contact. BD is a tangent. That means CBE. CBE is 90. Yes, you are right. Correct. 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 All right. Hi, Karthik. All right, guys. You have given the correct explanation. That's what I usually expect. That if 2 or 3 users has given the correct explanation, then we'll move to the explanation part. I'm going to give you 2 different approaches, and let's see what was your thinking. I'm going to do that first of all. If this is like 10x, I told you this is an arc measure. This is nothing but the same that the angle subtended by this arc at the center. This is also going to be 10x, right? Now if this is 10x, this is the angle subtended by this arc at the center, then this is nothing but the angle subtended by the same arc at the circumference. So this angle is going to be half of it. So if this is 10x, this is going to be 5x, right? So we have this angle 5x, and as they are showing that this is a center, so this BC is nothing but the diameter, or we know radius and the diameters are perpendicular to the tangent at a point of contact. So this is going to be 90 degrees. So we have 5x, we have this angle as 90, this as 45, adding all of them together and equating them to 180 will give you x as 9. This is the very first common approach that every one of you has used, right? Now I'm going to give you another approach. The one more approach that I already mentioned so many times in each of my session. I think I shared such problems. So we know if there is a secant or a tangent or there are two secants, this is applicable for everything. I'm going to draw two secants. Here we have a tangent, don't think about that. It says that the angle between these two secants or a tangent or a secant, this is going to be one half means 1 by 2, one half of the difference between the intercepted arcs, difference between these arcs. So if here I'm going to see, here the arcs are nothing but this arc, this is CAB, this arc, and the other arc is this BE. So this arc is nothing but this is representing the semicircle. So this angle measure of this arc is going to be 180. And for this arc, this is 10x. This is equal to 45. So what I'm going to write, that the half of the intercepted arcs, which is 180 minus 10x, half of the difference between the intercepted arc is equal to the angle at the intersection. Angle at the intersection is 45. This is another approach that you guys can use. So you solving this, if I'm going to multiply half, or I can say I'm going to take half on another side, means the same, going to give you the same answer. So half into 180 is going to 90. 90 minus 5x is equal to 45, which is going to give you the same equation that we had previously, right? So 5x is going to be 45 and x is again going to be 9. So this is another approach, right? I hope this is clear to every one of you. Anyone with any doubt? Pinky, are you talking to me like timetable for what? Timetable for what? There is a fixed slots. I'm not making like we are having a morning session at usually at 8:45 to 9. It usually starts at 8:45, right? If it is going to be late a bit, then it's going to be started by 9 a.m. for sure. Then second session we have nearly at 5:30. It starts from 5:15 to 5:30. We are going to start within 5:15 to 5:30, right? And the last session we have it on another channel, which is at 7:30, or we can say 7:15 to 7:30. These are the three times. You can turn on your notification. You will get a notification call whenever I'm going to be online, right? So this is it. Should we call it a day, or we can have one more question? I think let's have the last question, and let's see how many of you can do this, because I just give this problem right now. I have explained this. Now solve this one. Griffin, this is the last question, and I hope you all are going to give the correct answer for this. Yes, I just told this theorem. That's why I gave the same problem so that you can check your knowledge that how you are going to use that for theorem. Are you guys aware of it now? Pinky, you made a mistake. You're not going to get the correct answer using this. Half of 13 minus 7 into Rohan says 207 by 23 is 9. Alright. I got you, Rohan. Griffin has given the correct explanation. No, 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 no. Griffin, you made a mistake. I told you guys that this angle is nothing but half of the difference. Half. I mentioned half of the difference. So we are going to take the differences, but we need to do half of them also. Yes, half of the difference means 1 by 2. So the equation will look like half of 190 minus 13x minus 7, which is going to be plus 7 because we do have negative sign, is equals to 5x minus 5. Now solve this equation, you will get the value of x. Anyone with the correct answer now? I hope you guys can calculate it now. Yes, Pinky. So what is your answer, Pinky? No, Griffin, you still making a mistake. Looks, if I'm saying half of this, then this half is not going only going to get multiplied by this. This is going to get multiplied by these two values also, right? So better if half is not a multiple of 13 and 7. If 2 is can't be get divisible by 13 or 7, you can take the 2 on another side, right? But you can write it as 190 minus x. Let's say 190 plus 7 is going to be 197. Minus 13x is going to be as it is. This 2 will get cross multiplied by this 5x minus 5, which is going to give you 10x minus 10. Now solve this equation. What I'm going to get, if I'm going to take 13 on the other side, this will become 23x, and taking 10 on the other side, this will become 207. So 23x is equal to 207, I think. Yes, you forgot to do the half. Pinky, 23, it's not 3. Pinky, you also made a calculation error. Rao says x 8.39. That's incorrect. Ritesh gave the answer, which is x is equal to 9. So we have 23x. 23x equals to 207. So 207 divided by 23 is going to give x as 9. So we do have the exact answer, I think. You guys are now pretty much aware of it, that where you guys had made mistake, just check your calculation where you made mistakes. How you are getting it as 8.39? Just check it out. Guys, just let me know, is that clear? Griffin, okay. X is equal to 9. All right. Anyone with any other doubt in this problem? Pinky, you are also not getting the correct answer. Pinky, are you there? Rao? Rao says X equal to 9. All right. Pinky, still you are not getting it. How this is possible? Let me just correct you one more time. Let's say half of 190 minus 13x minus 7. So what you might be doing, like you are keeping this 7 as negative, but you need to remember, if we are having minus sign at outside the bracket, then this is going to change the sign. So this will become 13x plus 7 is equal to how much? 5x minus 5. Now take this 2 on another side directly. This is going to become 10x minus 10. I took this 2 already, right? So 190 plus 7, this will become 197. So we have 197 minus 13x. 13x plus this 10, I'm going to take 13x on another side. This will become 23, and 10 on this side, this will get added into 197. So what we do have 207 is equal to 23x. And on solving, I'm going to get, yes, you didn't take a bracket. That's a mistake. I hope you got that. Yes. Let's get 207 rather than 187. Griffin said, Saransh, no, we can't do one more because it has been more than 1 hour already. I need to go right now because it's already 10. I do have a class somewhere else. So no, Pinky, we are going to have the next session, and soon I'm going to shut these morning session. We are only going to have like evening sessions, one on the logic wedge and another on the path seekers. We are not going to have these morning session. Just for this week we are having these sessions. So I hope to see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a good day. Right? Griffin, have a good day and night. Griffin, where are you from? Okay, you are from US. All right. So as I am from India, so it's like nearly 10 a.m. right now, and it must be night there. Okay. All right. Have a good night, Griffin. Then. Bye bye. Take care. Bye everyone.